All right, welcome back, everybody. So, if you don't know the news, 343 dropped this premiere that's going live in about 24, 23 minutes. And I thought that, usually as with these streams, I like to have a little bit of a buffer where I just kind of talk about things. And if you don't have time to wait that long or wait until perhaps like until that stream is over. I don't know if it's going to be just like another 20-minute premiere like the Forge Fundamentals, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a an actual stream. Let me actually hide user Yukons. There we go. So yeah, we're just going to be talking about the winter update and if it is something to be really excited for. I think it is. Despite everything, and I think it's pretty obvious, like, my morale's pretty low after everything that's happened this past month or two. It's not very motivating as a content creator to talk about Halo right now. I mean, there are some things that we can start talking about and hyping up, but it's just like a little bit it's just a little bit like why even be that excited? Because like we just don't have any solid details about anything moving forward. We don't have any Halo 7 details exactly. Any trailers to like really think about or teasers, and it's just like I think Halo's best chance right now is starting to give out that IP to other studios, right? Um, but yeah, let me just take a look at the chat here. It's a weird time to watch a stream, I gotta admit. So Wednesday morning. I'm sure a lot of y'all are probably at school or work. So yeah, we're just gonna wait and see what happens here. But I uh, I know that we got Forge co-op, or I'm sorry, Forge co-op. I know we got Forge and co-op. Network co-op is coming on November 8th, and that's something I'm honestly looking forward to. I'm trying to figure out which friend, or maybe friends even, that are worthy of playing Halo Infinite with me, because both of them haven't finished the campaign of the two people I'm thinking about playing it over with. I still haven't played the game a second time, and I may have not been sober the first time I played it, so maybe I have a skewed perspective. I mean, parts of it I was, and I wasn't really that not sober, but yeah. And then, of course, we have the Forge beta, and that's what today's video is going to be about. In about 20 minutes now, they're going to be breaking everything down. So this free tier 30 tier battle pass, some people are saying I think is the no, I think 343 said this was how they're going to be testing the match XP. So the match XP beta, sorry. It is embarrassing, because November 8th, there's a lot riding on this winter update, even though expectations are pretty low already. If they delay this a week, people are going to lose their minds. The community is just so split, and it reminds me of the 2020 elections, or sorry, 2016 elections, um, because everyone's just so split, man. And no one, Halo community is just like ruined right now. I missed winter contingency last year, was it? I think so. Something about winter contingency. Watchdog codings update a year later, hopefully. 343, you better give me EOD for free. Yeah, it's kind of weird that they never gave us those the Heroes of Reach. They said that they were holding out for the remaining pieces and armor pieces that for like an event or something, for something special. When the community manager said like a month ago, and I'm just like, okay, well, it's like they're really stringing us along with like content that's already been complete for, well, before launch. It's really frustrating. 2-year delay. Hopefully this update starts to turn around the game in a positive way, And I keep telling, it's just, yeah, it's nothing that you haven't heard before, but it is frustrating that like this game has so much damn potential. It really is fun when it works or when there's not frame drops. Yeah, so today they're going to be so the actual description says winter is coming. It's going to be a cold winter, boys. Our latest overview takes a look at all the new content coming in Halo Infinite's winter update, like Campaign Network Co-op, Forge Beta, free 30-tier Battle Pass, and so much more. Get ready and hear directly from our team at 343 about what you can expect on the launch on November 8th. Yeah, so in the files, um, in the files, it says that this game's already ready to launch for the winter update. So I don't anticipate any more delays. But yeah, man, I had a dream they dropped a roadmap, another roadmap, and it literally included season 4, and it implied that season 4 was the end of the game's life cycle, and it would come out like this time next year. uh, and it's scary because how realistic that could be, you know. 18 minutes now. 18 minutes. Where are you guys from in the world? Let me know. What country or state? Curious who's watching the stream. Are you positive for the update? Someone asked me if I'm positive for the update. I'm guessing what you meant to say, Abby, was am I like excited and being positive for the update? Yes. Because I think the fun will really begin when Forge drops. And I get that the game has some serious issues. We got desync or UCN, all those issues, packet loss, and those things are still being investigated. And, actually, it's really fun. Like, once a week, my buddy and we actually sit down on my couch. My recliner couch is so comfortable. And I take out my laptop, and he takes out his, I let him use the TV, like a 55-inch TV. And we just play Halo Infinite or like Halo 3 or Halo Reach Customs just about once a week on our own screens, which is really nice that I have the privilege of doing that instead of doing split screen. Having your own screen but still playing in the same room is actually really freaking awesome. It kind of takes away the frustration of having to share a screen, having to squint to and not seeing as well as you could have if you weren't sharing screens. So that's actually been a lot of fun, and I just can't wait for custom games. I'm gonna probably do one more Forge showcase before Forge drops, maybe one or two more, depending on the demand. But there's probably gonna be a whole lot of really cool creations in that first week, because quite frankly, it is kind of difficult to get into Forge right now. Even though all the files are available and you can do it, the only way I was able to do it was by getting the person that found out how to do it directly on Discord and him walking me through all the mistakes. And some of them were like, duh, but other mistakes were just like, not a part of the official description on how to do it. So point is that Forge is very difficult to access right now, even though possible. And when a lot of talented people have just not been able to have access to Forge yet. So come November 8th, in just about 2 weeks, I think things are going to really pop off. I think there's going to be a second surge of Forge hype, Of course, if it's not, since it's going to be in beta, I foresee that there's going to be some issues at launch, but yeah. Devastator, sorry, 232 asked in a super chat just now, I want to know where is the Flood and why they stayed dormant through Halo 4 to Infinite. Also love your channel, man. Keep it up. So we thought the Flood perished completely, besides like maybe a few very well contained Foreigner pods and stuff like cryo chambers and things like that of Foreigner technology, like on Zeta Halo, for example, and other places. which is something I haven't talked about since the game before the game released. But yeah, there is I think a proto Gravemind. God, my nose is stopped up today. Sorry, and other flood that is being stored on Zeta Halo. So Cortana blowing up part of the ring makes me think that maybe it could have got some of those flood released. It would have been really dumb if she like accidentally released the flood by her blowing herself up. But we do know right now that the flood are on the Ark anyway, so that's a huge problem. But thank you for the super chat there, bud. Really do appreciate it. Can't wait to build some sweet maps, Infinite Four just says. What's up, man? It's nice to see you. Yeah, I think I really hope that Infinite Forge's channel does well. We used to have Forge Labs, which kind of like covered a bunch of Forge content all the time, like Forge maps and overviews, and in which I think he went off to do Fortnite content, and then we also have Zanny. He went off to do some other content too, but anyway, we don't really have many Forge content creators left, especially like niche channels. So Infinite Forges, I'm really looking forward to seeing what you do, because you're pretty much the only Forge channel we can count on, from what I can tell. Like above 10,000 subs, I guess. There might be a lot more out there, but I don't know if they're as committed as you are. Hey, Halo follower, how is Noble 6 Ghost of Reach? It's going good. I've been pretty busy. I've been working on the Star Wars Lost Trooper or Lost Package short, animation short. It's like a 3-minute animation with clones in it. But other than that, I've just been kind of distracted with life. But I'm gonna be really ramping up on that pretty soon here. Just putting a lot of effort into that pretty soon. But wait, so if the Flood are on the Ark, couldn't they teleport back to Earth? I think it's a one-way portal. I could be wrong. Or wait, I don't know. This is a weird time to ask for. I'm gonna get all my lore wrong. I'm kind of more focused on Halo Infinite right now, guys. When does the update come out? November 8th. Yeah. How can you use light mode? It's inside the map options, I think. But they might show us. You can watch the lighting video down over here on the official Halo channel. I'm guessing this is what you're talking about. But it's almost like a little Halo engine inside Halo Infinite, you know? It's really powerful stuff. It's very perplexing because there's a lot of evidence that this engine sucks ass, but at the same time, it's really, really, really powerful. It's just odd. But yeah, where's my manners, guys? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So if you're just tuning in, God, my nose. If you're just tuning in, welcome. We are about 10 minutes away from a huge winter update overview. It might be 20 minutes long. It might be a stream, so it might thus be an hour. I could see them just quickly skimming over everything in the matter of 20 minutes like they have been with these Forge Fundamental videos. It might already have been like recorded. I'm not quite sure. Probably has. But they're going to show off the Battle Pass and so much more. In their words, so much more. So I really would hope for like a surprise Infection release on Halloween, but I mean, who am I kidding? You know, maybe 6 months ago I would have said that. Maybe I would have believed it, but at this point I'm just like, ugh. I'm not sold on it. How awesome would it be to have Halo 3 and Halo CE armor cores? That would be awesome. I'm just waiting for cross-core customization. Because they said that they were going to start investigating and figuring out how to do that, basically. Start doing that, like back in May or April. So, I don't know what's going on there, man. They've added visors, and that's it. It seems like they're really dragging their feet And then there was like weird anomaly where they said that the reason why things were priced the way they were was because of rarity, and it's like it's the first time I've ever heard of rarity in Halo Infinite. The only thing that makes these items rare is how often they put them in the store. And it's just they tried to make this game a gimmicky, successful free to play game, and it just failed at every turn. And now we finally have a feature that was supposed to be there at launch, but I will say a lot of people are saying that it should have been there at launch and stuff, and why I totally agree with that notion. You would have still been excited for this game, right, if it had Forge at launch. So if the game releases in pieces, then maybe our hype should release in pieces. I think it's fine to be hyped about Forge. I'm hyped. I'm hyped about network co-op and I guess more content, like more armor. Sort of, not really. Hype is an overstating it, but I'm looking forward to the armor in the battle pass and the match XP. Even though I'm really not the kind of person to care about my XP, I can respect it, and I think it should have been there. But with that being said, anyone that tells me I shouldn't be hyped and that I should just keep shitting on 343, I'm just look. I do that plenty, so I'm gonna allow myself to be a little excited about things. Otherwise, why are we even here, right? But 343 is certainly giving us a lot of reasons to be frustrated. My opinion on Halo Rubicon Protocol, embarrassing as it may be, I have not read that. I've just been a little bit preoccupied. But I do plan on breaking that whole thing down. And if you don't know what that is, that's actually the 6-month period between the Infinity getting defeated, I guess, getting destroyed by the Banished in the beginning of Halo Infinite, to where Master Chief picks up a story. So there's all these cool stories and action moments, I guess, with Spartan 4s and other people surviving on Zeta Halo, which seems like it could have been a lot cooler place for a video game. But whatever. 343 wanted to put Master Chief on a ring by himself, just like Halo CE. And quite frankly, guys, I don't know. I'm probably gonna get shit for this. I don't really understand the obsession with Halo CE. I love the game. I love the narrative. I love the story and everything. But keep in mind that like 343 and Bungie as well have both been guilty of like working their asses off to try to like make a game feel like Halo CE. It's just constant going back to like Halo. And like I loved Halo CE, but like what makes Halo to me in its totality for the most part is Halo 1, 2, and 3. All those games did really good things and bad things. And I'm just like, oh, good afternoon, Installation 00. It would be afternoon for you. It says 8:53 a.m. for where I am. But anyway, point is that I want to see something new. But I guess 343's done some things. And after I was playing Halo Infinite last night, I was just thinking like, man, 343 didn't miss up as bad as people think as far as the gameplay goes. I guess many people aren't saying that the gameplay sucks because that is what this game's riding on. They finally gave us gameplay that pushed the sandbox forward by adding things like pickups like grappling hook and repulsor and adding elements that add crazy shenanigans. But they also, screwed the pooch a little bit. Installation, I do have a coffee. Thank you. Someone asked what we're doing here. We're actually waiting for the winter update overview on Halo Waypoint here, which is dropping in about 5 minutes. So, yeah. See that the content creators are all up. Everyone's kind of looking forward to this one, and there's actually 1,300 people waiting for this in the winter update overview premiere, which has got me thinking that this is actually going to be kind of a big thing, or at least people think it is, and that at least they're not calling it a world premiere, right? Online experience. Yeah, I didn't really quite finish my thoughts about like Halo Infinite sucking, but you guys know how I feel about it. Just watch my last, I don't know, last month of videos. I've said a lot of things, but um, yeah. But anyway, my point is that when you get into the game and you kind of forget about the narrative and you forget about all the things that suck at it, it can be fun, but it's very perplexing. I think Chris Ray Gunn broke it down really well, how he said that this game was a paradox of itself, like it's a game, but it's not. You know, it's such a failure, but also at the same time, it's such a success. You know, and if they can just fix these fundamental issues and stop trying to like bide for time and like just give us cross-core, give us, you know, Forge, then I think Halo fans would really start to learn to cherish this game, and maybe we could see a comeback because Halo deserves it, man. I mean, we've been through the ringer. Halo fans have been through the ringer with this one, and I think Microsoft shouldn't just, or maybe they should just scrap this game. I don't know. It depends on how bad the network code is, which I have no idea actually is. Also, fun fact, this guy's assault rifle is phasing through his arm. I think this is actually made by Fletch, so good work whoever did this. I think Fletch was asking people how they felt about it. Let me refresh the Premiere real quick. Installation, thank you so much, buddy. He just super chatted me. Grab a couple coffees when you need them on me. Much love. Appreciate it, man. Really do. That's awesome. I think that's the first time I've ever had another content creator super chat me. That's awesome. Like an actual, you know, making a lot of content creator. So yeah, thank you, man. Hope you've had a good morning or afternoon. And Kryptonian, thank you. Lunch on me, pizza, beer. Appreciate y'all very, very much. Really does help. Hope you guys are doing well. And hopefully we get a good stream today. If you guys are joining me for the for this overview. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna pause it very much. Maybe if I really have to interject, but I would like to see it in real time. Or if there's a moment I might comment on something. But Premiere starts in 60 seconds, so guys, share this stream around on your Discord groups or Twitter. If they want someone to be commentating and part of this overview. So pretty excited. There's almost 2,000 people watching this. And we'll throw it up in full screen here, by the way. I'm actually going to get rid of the chat here, or minimize it anyway. Let's go ahead and get ready. I want you guys to see this in full screen like with me. Like as I am. Did you guys see Dreams? Okay, this. The fact I am I keep reading comments that are completely unrelated. Premiere starts in 60 seconds. Premiere will begin shortly. So I think, pretty sure this is not a stream, but this is a pre-recorded video. Little Pookie, in before disappointment. Hope I'm wrong. Thanks for the content. Thank you for the $5 super chat there. Yeah, you know, expectations are low. Look, I just want to see Forge. I want to see some co-op. But I wonder what they're going to show us that they haven't shown us before, you know? Excuse me. Devastator232, thank you again for the super chat. I think it'd be awesome if they made animated coding in Visor. Also, I would like to use random core per match instead of selecting one to use. Right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Little Pookie and Devastator, thank y'all so much for the super chats. I'm hoping this is going to be a big one. At least, you know, people think it is. And I don't know if they're going to talk about. Some people have been saying they might do something like cross-core, but I don't think they are, to be honest with you. I've just learned to like. Okay, we got a 5-minute We got a 5-minute wait here. Want to refresh this real quick. Okay. Okay, so there's a countdown now. It's a little jarring to have that in full screen, I think. But yeah, so we'll throw it on full screen when this starts. And get rid of that little chat box I have there on the bottom. But yeah, I'm waiting for them to do something with the cross core to actually make some progress here. There's this story that just came out that said that 343's actual issues is the lack of manpower. But I just wonder how much time does it actually take to make a map? Apparently a lot of time. I don't really know why or how, because people can make fantastic stuff, albeit it might not look super great in Forge. And sometimes it actually does look super great. Looks like a dev map. But, you know, as long as 343 gives us the tools and it works, give us a file browser at launch and it works, then we're going to be in a really good position. And this is a really low point for the Halo community. Oh my gosh. There's like something happening on the official chat right now. Almost 2,500 live viewers on the official stream. That is nuts. Andrew Coatsworth super chatted me. Thanks so much, man. Can you animate a scene where Chief visits Sergeant Johnson's military grave? Also, next Halo, Oni versus Chief. They send Chief on suicide missions in secret docks. So that could be a short. That could be a cool short. Sorry, Andrew. I like the Sergeant Johnson's military grave. I know a lot of y'all enjoyed like what if Master Chief had Thor's hammer. Someone made a tweet about it and it just made me. I felt like I had to reanimate the endgame scene with Captain America and Thor and Thanos. But that's on the channel if y'all want to see that. It's only 20 seconds long. But yeah, I am gonna be working on so it's Chief versus Noble Six. That's part 1, and then part 2 is gonna be a prequel of Noble Six: The Ghost of Reach, and then part 3 is gonna be where Noble Six joins Blue Team, as he did in the first part, and Blue Team goes to Synkilios and fights Fire Team Osiris and has a run-in with the Arbiter, as well as a couple other very exciting plot twists. So we're kind of rewriting Halo 5 and thereafter, Halo 6, you could say. So we have this really exciting like Marvel Cinematic Universe kind of scope, I guess, that I'm going to be animating for the next few years. But that's the closest we can get, Andrew, is Blue Team versus Oni. Got some really cool stuff there. We're going to also learn a little bit more about like Noble Six's past and how he, all the really messed up things that he did. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. We have just about a minute 30 before the winter update. Almost 3,600 people are watching the stream. That is insane on the official stream, not mine. We got about 500 viewers in here. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. And yeah, if you guys can smash that like button, really does help out the YouTube algorithm. If you've been watching this whole time, and always feels nice to have a little warm-up talk with you guys. I'm probably not going to be talking much unless I just really have to say something that will add to the conversation. But I've learned from previous streams, obviously, like I need to just shut the hell up. Y'all obviously are here to watch the stream, and then after the stream here, we're going to do a little bit of like rewatching and kind of pausing and kind of breaking things down and seeing if, you know, if this was really worth our mornings. Almost 4,000 viewers. That's insane. Well, a lot of people are looking forward to the winter update, regardless of the situation with Infinite, you know. At the end of the day, most people just want to see some content, you know, for Christ's sakes. It doesn't really matter at this point. People that are still here are going to stick it out. And still want this game to be a success. So this is the most visually awful waiting screen I've ever seen. This is just beautiful to look at. My God. Okay, overstimulating.
The Winter Update is our holiday celebration of all things Halo. We're delivering our Campaign Network Co-op, our Forge Open Beta. We're shipping a whole bunch of cool things inside of our free-to-play multiplayer product. It's all free, coming out on November 8th of this year.
So for the Winter Update, we're releasing 2 new maps, a new mode, a 30-tier battle pass, 2 events, and match XP, and all of that is free.
We have 2 official Forge-created maps coming in the Winter Update. There are 2 multiplayer arena maps. One's called Argyle, and one's called Detachment. Detachment has the first teleporter that's in an official Halo Infinite multiplayer map.
From a gameplay perspective, having something where really a teleporter plays to like a flank or like kind of an assault on a position in a surprise way is super cool. And like I think the way it really worked into that map played out really well and adds a lot of counterplay to like people hanging out on the island and camping that space. Argyle is cool because it has this big kind of open central yard, and it has some really interesting flank routes around the sides. And so you can go like really just frontal assault and try to push your way in, or kind of be a little sneakier around the sides. Having this big kind of central courtyard has created a lot of really cool gameplay that feels different than a lot of things we have in Infinite so far.
The new mode in the Winter Update, Covert One Flag, is our first asymmetrical mode.
One team is the attacker and one team's the defender. The attackers have unlimited active camo at their disposal, and then the defenders have the threat sensors, and so they're kind of, spotting, and it plays like a cat and mouse game, which is really fun.
One of the biggest pieces of feedback that we've gotten since we launched is that people really want a system that gives them points, XP points, for just playing the game. The new Match XP system actually rewards players for playing. As you're playing matches, you get XP. If you win, you get a little bit of bonus XP. If you perform well, you get a little bit of bonus XP. And we're trying to tune that system so that it actually gets you moving through the battle pass a lot quicker than we have in the past. The Winter Update has a 30-tier free battle pass that is full of really fun stuff. That battle pass is full of reach stuff and some player favorites like the CQC and CQB, armor attachments with knives. It's really, really cool. And again, it's free. We also have 2 events going on with the Winter Update. The one in December is called Winter Contingency 2. And then in January, we have the Joint Fire event. I'm excited for folks to jump in to start enjoying the new additions that are coming with the November update.
Is that it?
Campaign co-op has always been a big part of the Halo experience. Being able to play with your friends, do all sorts of cool and fun things together that you can't do in single player.
And with Halo Infinite, we've made this much more expansive, wide open world. And with the release of Network Co-op, I'm just looking forward to people jumping in with their friends, exploring the world, having fun with our sandbox, just mixing it up and getting into that crazy, over-the-top Halo action in the campaign.
Whether you're playing single player or you're playing co-op with your friends, any progress made is saved. So it's not a case now where, you and I are going to get together, we're going to play, and we're going to play your game.
What we're going to do is start everybody at the place where the furthest behind player was in their individual save file that they picked. Nobody misses any of the campaign, nobody's breaking the sequence, and you're still getting to experience the full story in order.
Objects are the same way. Collectibles, data pads, even Spartan cores. So if you've collected a Spartan core, let's say, and I haven't, when we go to that Spartan core, it's still interactive. And any one of us can activate it to collect it. Those who haven't collected that particular Spartan core, they get it. And a fun little feature specifically regarding skulls is at the beginning of the fire team when you're setting it up, the set of skulls we'll have to choose from is all the skulls that everybody has brought. And so it's a bit of a bragging moment from you. You can say, yeah, birthday party, that's mine. With moving to a semi-open world Halo game, we wanted to make it so that you have this ability to go explore, find things, go take on an outpost or a base or something like that, however you guys want to do it. It's like, hey, you go take that tower, we're going to go take this tower, and you can split up and do your stuff. But there is a limit because it is a co-op game, so it's not the idea that we're being put into a world and you all just go do your own game. The idea is to play together. That's the focus.
If you're in one of our interior maps, These are more of the linear, traditional Halo style levels. As you progress through the level, if someone in the fire team is too far behind, then they'll be brought up with the rest of the team. When you're out on the ring, what we have is a radius-based system.
We went to the largest base that we have in the game, and then basically made the space double that. So you have tons of room to go outside of that, come back, lots of room for aerial vehicles.
Unlike previous Halos, you don't lose your weapons when you die in this one. You respawn with the same stuff you had when you die. So there's really not a mechanical penalty other than the respawn time, and your teammates have to be safe to spawn on.
We're really diminishing sort of the domineering nature of the fire team leader, you know, because it is no longer the idea that we're playing the fire team leader's game. Everybody's playing their own games. Anybody can skip a narrative sequence. Anybody can pick up objects in the world. Anybody can trigger a mission replay, fast travel to a new location, trigger those kinds of things. A fun one is when you open up the TAC map and you place a marker, anybody can turn that back off. Griefing is a very important aspect of co-op. You can kill each other, which can be fun as well. Load everybody up into a Razorback and then just drive off a cliff and giggle the whole time.
And then, of course, we've also got a bunch of new achievements, both for co-op and mission replay, that emphasize either playing together with friends, or in the case of the replay achievements, going back and revisiting parts of missions that you couldn't have visited before we had the mission replay feature.
One of the achievements is basically you got to take out a certain number of enemies with a gravity hammer, hanging outside of a vehicle while you're doing it, which is pretty fun. The team here at 343, we've been working really hard on campaign co-op. We're excited to get it into your hands and see what you guys can come up with, see what kind of fun you get into. We call it Chaosum because it's just awesome, the amount of chaos and just crazy stuff that you can do. And doing it together, it's just really, really fun.
Yeah, I mean, that looks awesome.
As part of the free winter update, we're super excited to release the Forge Open Beta, our most powerful Forge tool yet.
Well, ever since Halo 3, Forge has been the way that we unlock all the creativity of our players. Allows them to jump in, make their own maps and modes, whole new experiences.
When Forge launched, it was a cool tool for the community to start playing with maps and having influence on maps where spawners were, moving some objects around. It wasn't quite a fully robust tool set for building levels yet. And that's where it's kind of evolved to and then beyond. Now it's like its own little game editor.
With the release of the beta, we're inviting everyone to participate in Forge. And the good news is all the work that you do on your maps and modes and anything else inside of Forge, that's going to be saved and continue on.
Basically, how Forge works is you go into Forge and you place a bunch of different kind of objects to create a space where players can play in. And then you decorate it with different materials or colors, lights, VFX, and audio. And they can then save them, they can share them, and then play them with other players. Even if you're not intending to play Forge, Forge has a lot to offer you because all those players who are making stuff with Forge will be available to you. And so you'll be able to create custom games and play that content with your friends.
Our Forge system that people are going to experience with the winter update, it is at a whole other level. Like, there's nothing that we've done with Forge like this before, and the type of content that people are going to be able to make for Halo Infinite is insane.
In Halo Infinite Forge, we've increased the object count to around 7,000 objects. In Halo 5, for comparison, it was 1,600 objects.
As a forger, I think the thing that's going to surprise us a lot is be able to scale objects. Like, for example, like these objects look like these massive pipes are running underneath ground for this facility. It is literally just a small cable or a hose that he's scaled up and changed material on. I personally think scaling is going to be changing a lot of how these maps are going to be looking visually, and it's going to blur the line from a Forge map to a dev quality map.
I'm excited about a lot of things, but I think I'm most excited about the visual scripting language. You know, this is the deepest players have been able to get inside our code, our scripting language. Even if you're not familiar with visual scripting systems, it's really easy to get started, to start to recombine things.
You can drag nodes into your scripting space and draw out the events and the functions that you want to do in your map.
We've been able to get you a lot closer to the systems. We've got over 100 different nodes that I could only dream of back as a player in Halo 5. I'm very, very excited to be able to offer these to players, like things that I wanted to do before, and finally we get to do them now.
whether it was Griffball or Infection, a whole bunch of things that are now core to Halo, all came from mode work inside of Forge. And I think with the new visual scripting system, players are going to have the ability to do even cooler, more interesting things than they've had a chance to do in the past. That's going to be super exciting.
That looks great.
At Forge launch, we'll be supporting 6 canvases, and moving forward, we'll be adding to canvases as we can. The canvas diversity we have is pretty fantastic. In fact, we have a player requested canvas, which is blank, which is just an empty canvas. So no matter what kind of experience you're trying to create, the canvas backdrop, well, we've got your back. We're super excited to bring NavMesh into Forge. NavMesh is basically data that Spartan bots rely on to navigate a map. This is the first time that bot support has appeared in Forge in the Halo series.
It always just blows me away, people's creativity, taking things that we've done and making them new again with their own imagination.
We've already seen a lot of amazing content being created by the community and our Forge Council.
It's super encouraging to already see before we've even released this what this thing is capable of, and the amount of content that they're going to be able to create. It's kind of unstoppable.
The Forge Council is already making a wide variety of experiences. I've seen really amazing arena maps. I've seen crazy scripts. They are really pushing Forge.
Once Forge releases, we're really going to be watching what comes out, because we want to find the cool, the best of, right? And surface those things to players in any way we can. The more we can take those things and kind of put them up on a pedestal and inside of the rest of our game and kind of let the rest of the community play them, that's super cool. And that's really the heart and spirit of what Forge is. What people should expect with Forge is that, much like the rest of the game, it's just going to continue to grow and evolve as we add new game modes and new objects with Forge, or just, in our suite of modes in general. We'll be bringing those things into Forge and adding some of that scripting functionality so that the players will have access to all that kind of stuff.
Forge is going to evolve based on what the community wants, right? We've already started a good dialogue with the Forge Council. They've given us some good feedback. Once Forge goes live, I'm super excited to hear what the community says, because that's going to be our North Star in terms of what Forge turns into. On behalf of the entire Forge team, we are so excited to see what the community makes with Forge. It's been a long journey, and we're excited to finally share this with you.
I think this is the start of a new part of the journey of Infinite, and where we continue to evolve as a service, and how the game will continue to expand alongside of the community as we keep releasing new features and making the game crazier and more fun.
The Forge Open Beta is available on November 8th, along with Campaign Network Co-op and Mission Replay, and some great additions to our multiplayer experience. All part of the winter update.
Oh shit! Okay, didn't even talk about the Match XP. Okay, so that was the winter update overview. I swear to God, I felt like I saw a new vehicle, but it was probably just something else. So a lot of it isn't stuff that we didn't know really before, other than that, like, I think Forge is just gonna have to really shine when, like, Halo fans get their hands on it, like with the maps that they create. I'm obviously freaking excited for Forge and the possibilities, and yeah, it's looking pretty awesome, man. I felt like by the end of there, they kind of were starting to run out of content, but I gotta say, this map is incredibly impressive. Well, this isn't the one I'm talking about, but there is Griffball here. Sure looks like Griffball. Anyway, this map is actually really impressive. Looks really cool. It's on the space canvas. Just kind of shows what you can actually do. I wonder if we can actually change the textures of rocks now, as well as other, objects that you couldn't do or use before.
And making them
Where was that
new
one?
again with their own.
Stoppable.
The Forge Council is
This
Content
just
that they're
looks
gonna be
so
able to create.
fun, man. It's like I'm not sure if this is gonna save Halo, but man, it can't hurt. It can't hurt. And I love Halo Infinite Sandbox when it works. Yeah, so what do y'all think? What do y'all think? I want to hear what y'all think down in the live chat, because there's a lot to be hyped out. Maybe not a lot, but I guess I'm kind of looking forward to these two maps. I mean, more so this one, just because its layout seems actually pretty interesting. That there's like an island, the power weapon island. I have no interest at all for Covert One Flag. They did show Griffball, and we do know via the settings you can actually make Griffball and Forge. So Griffball's coming. I haven't talked about it, but Battle Royale, someone's already made an armor system and a looting system. So do y'all think that this is a W, right? Because we got all these really awesome modes being made by the community that are coming in the matter of 2 weeks, right? And people already know how to script them. You know, it might have to be remade in this version of Forge versus the exploit version. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. This is awesome. No, they didn't go over cross-core. Junior G's asked. Forge looks cool, but like this video seems like it was unnecessary. It seems like it was just a reminder of, hey guys, we're going to do a thing, but we're not saying anything new. Yeah, they didn't really say anything new whatsoever.
The one in December is called Winter Contingency 2. And then in January, we have the Joint Fire event. I'm excited for folks to jump in to start enjoying the new additions that are coming with the November update.
Wow, Mission Replay, welcome to the future.
Campaign co-op has always been a big part of the Halo experience. Being able to play with your friends, do all sorts of cool and fun things together that you can't do in single player.
And with Halo Infinite, we've made this much more expansive.
That's a good one. Mara, my animation outlet, how are you? Thanks for the super chat. He said Forge is gonna need a cryopractor because we don't want it. We don't want to hurt its back carrying Halo. Yeah. So infection, Griffball, bot support. That's gonna be awesome. In Forge, but we have like, infection and all these awesome game modes, assault, and even new equipment items that are going to be coming via the community as well as the Forge Council come the release of Forge. So, yeah. Some people are saying no, this is not a W. Whether it's a big enough W or not remains to be seen. Big Mole 1. I think it is a W at the end of the day. I don't know how it couldn't be. The game. I mean, could you imagine if Forge never released? Right? Because that would be awful. And since the game's free to play, they could totally just say, well, it's free to play, So, at least it's coming, and at least it looks really nice. Installation said, was hoping for a nice little look at the Battle Pass in SPI, to be honest. Yeah, so SPI, that's coming in season... Oh, yeah, Season 3 comes out in March. Okay, I thought this was Season 3 for a second. I forgot. Yeah, this is not Season 3. I would love for them to openly address the network issues and desync, at least show that they are trying to work on it, that they even remember it's a thing. Yeah, 343 is really good at just like not... I mean, if they're not bringing it up, I worry that there's bad news about it. And that it might be unfixable. I don't know. That's just my pure speculation. I feel like they might need to bring some outside help to to get this game working the way that it needs to be working. Bubby said, I kind of wish they talked more about Match Do. Maybe you mean Match XP. Yeah, thank you for the super chat, though. They didn't talk about Match XP at all. Or the 30-tier battle pass at all. Or did I miss that? Did I miss that? I don't think I did. I think they showed off some of the armor through B-roll, but I don't know if they actually...
So for the winter up...
I don't know. I guess, is that some of the battle pass there? I guess it is. We got the helmets here. I think that's our helmet. I know this helmet on the right, the CQB, is something that we have not gotten that yet. Also, Emil's shoulders. I don't think we've gotten those yet, have we? I'm not 100% sure. I don't really pay attention to the armor. Not gonna lie, I really don't care until CrossCore comes out. I hate the gimmicky nature, and it makes me not invest. I don't want to invest my time or energy or anything into the customization until they actually give us actual customization, because right now it limits player customization and player expression so much, and they think that it's better to limit armor coatings between. I think armor coatings are now available, but they thought it was better to do that because people would have to grind more. It was just like the worst free-to-play plan I've ever seen in a video game. It's just awful. Just absolutely so short-sightedness. But installation says, fingers crossed, a decent custom browser so Forge maps can get their due. Yeah, well, that's not coming until Season 3, until March, which I think is a damn shame. But at least, hopefully, at least by then, Customs browser will be very be very full of a lot of functioning, fun maps and game modes, right? They talked about XP for a second. I think they maybe did. Okay, so y'all are correcting me here. They said match XP, you're rewarded for completing a game, winning in your performance. Wow. Okay. Well, that's not revolutionary, is it now? But anyway, I'm being an asshole today.
2 events, and match XP.
Yo, so is the update good? Yeah, so as a
Forge
summary,
maps, coming in the winter
K
update, there are
Rawat
2
XP
multiplayer
2003,
arena maps. One's called
I would
Argyle,
say
and one's called Detachment.
it's okay.
Detachment has the first.
I mean, we saw these Forge maps. Detachment looks pretty cool. I think that this brings about some cool interactions on the map. This is called Power Weapon Island, I guess. You know, you're really exposed to the whole map, but you know, you kind of have a lot of visibility, and you know, it's all made in Forge, which is crazy to think about. Like 343 is throwing these maps into rotation already. So I'm just excited to see something new. And you know, there isn't a customs browser on the November 8th launch, but at least we know that 343 is one capable of adding Forge maps into matchmaking, because this is a Forge map and it's going to be there on day 1 as well as the other one, Solitary or whatever. So hopefully if fans create some really awesome maps, it won't take 343 a whole month to just add in a new Forge map into the matchmaking roster. And that would be a great way to keep content fresh, you know, to add, especially on these social playlists, like just add a bunch of community maps, you know. Why even care if they're you know, MLG or not, you know. ODST says the update is great, more content. Can't wait for Customs browser to be polluted by the cringy Spartan 2 recruitment lobbies. That's funny. No, I would love that. You know, I would love for there to be a community again, and for there to be clans again, and for there to be all kinds of content. And I do think people often underestimate the comeback 343 can have with Halo Infinite. If they focus more on this game just being a content complete game than a live service game, which I think they are trying to do now at this point, I think this game could have a major comeback. Shoddy Tech 0.02, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, ever since Reach, I really wanted actual space battles. Do you think this Forge with the blank map could actually allow that to be possible? Oh my gosh, so great Forge map idea. If they added sabers, for example, and like banshees and you know, those wasp and like in the Forge options, you can actually make those go faster, and then added the blank canvas and then created actual spaceships that you can go into and fly around like in Star Wars Battlefront 2, the 2004 one. Have kind of like a flight where you can actually destroy the enemy ship and you have to go inside and destroy the enemy's core. Oh my god, like I want to make that as soon as possible. That would be awesome. Like maybe you have to destroy 3 points on the enemy ship in order to get inside the ship. And you know, that's just an idea I just came up with just now. I don't even know how to script that, but any modders, any forgers out there, that's a freebie right there. Take that, please take that, and just make something fun with it. I think there's so much potential like that. And as long as, like, in my book, I think one of the biggest problems of Halo Infinite is desync. And if that can be addressed, and this packet loss thing, then well, I don't understand the technicalities between either of those things, but I know that desync is a problem because I've experienced it many, many times, even this week, firsthand. So if custom games as well can work, then I think we're in a really good position for a comeback. And I know that might be crazy to say, but like things can change, man. And it might take a while even for things to change, but that doesn't mean that Halo Infinite is permanently screwed because it's got a really good foundation. Installation 00 said, I'm pretty excited for mission replay, so I can actually go back to certain areas without having to start a new campaign, a whole new campaign. Yeah, so there's that too. So there is mission replay via, well, I would say via co-op, but I think it is actually, you can do that on single player too, I hope anyway. I actually don't know that. I don't know if mission replay is available to single player. It certainly should be. I don't know why it wouldn't be. It definitely has to be, right? You guys let me know if you know about that. Is mission replay available for single player? But anyway, Bubby says, by the way, thanks guys for the super chat. Really do appreciate it, Shoddy Tech. That's a really fun idea, by the way, Shoddy. Space battles and then doing something like Battlefront 2 would be insane. You know, and you know this whole Tatanka mode, guys. We've seen things with territories. We've seen things with, you know, super carriers and ships and spawns and like things like wreck and being able to spawn your own vehicles and go into battle and stuff like that, having conquest with a bunch of bots and players. Well, we do know that Halo Infinite is limited to 24 players right now. There is obviously, you can see it in the game yourself, that there was probably some intention to have 28 players at some point. This would be great, but anyway, point is that Tatanka is technically possible if you just have a forger and some friends maybe and just make it yourself. Have some of these elements. It could be really, really fun. Bobby says, do you think Match XP will be like Halo 5? You know, I gotta say my first instinct is I really don't care. I really miss Halo Reach's credit system like a lot. Like I wish you could just work your butt off for points and then just buy stuff that way. And if you want to just buy points with real money, then let it be that way. But I hate this really cheap FOMO system and selling armor coatings for $15. I think I'd rather them just have sold us actual colors and then us being able to customize our own Spartans that way, or even unlocking via in-game or just like earning it or buying parts of our armored coating, you know, like the grittiness and metalness and so on. Installation said, if the rumors for Unreal Engine are true, could we possibly see the next campaign significantly sooner than, say, 6 years? Maybe, but maybe, well, I mean, it depends how much they want to grind. It's also like we got to think about like the economy and inflation and things like that. Like, I don't know how possible that really is because of the hiring freeze. Like, how soon can we get a Halo game out? It really depends on what the economy does right now. And I hate kind of blaming third-party things. Like 343 kind of tried to say that like Halo Infinite looked rough back in the day because C19, but like well, we've learned that it's a little bit bigger than that, isn't it? So yeah, I would hope so, but I don't know. They would have to start from scratch installation. Fountainhead said, but Halo Follower, I feel like this is kind of screwed because, as you said, they are moving away from Infinite to a new game in Unreal and the BR also. So we really have no idea what's going on. Just want to clarify that internally. There seems to be, I think personally what's happening here is that 343 is struggling to do the most simple of things because the engine was built by contractors that the only way that they could troubleshoot or add upon it or develop it was through troubleshooting, and the engineers no longer work there. So they have spaghetti code that maybe wouldn't be such spaghetti code if they had the original engineers there, but you guys know this age-old thing. What it could also be, and oh my gosh, is that a kill ball? So I've seen this before. I'm trying to not get too distracted. That's actually hilarious. This actually looks like a really fun game mode, which I got to totally talk about, but We'll talk about this in just a second. But yeah, we don't know what's happening. It seems like Unreal Engine is going to be Halo 7 is going to be developed in Unreal Engine, and Battle Royale is staying in the Slipspace engine. That's the latest. But just like anyone else, I have no idea what's actually going on. These are just rumors, right? And insiders. And from what I've heard personally, before all these rumors started surfacing last year, before the game came out, from some good reputable sources, it seems that the first thing is true, that this game engine is actually in spaghetti code, which is why, despite hundreds of people working on this game, are struggling to put out anything. And Forge seems like a safe haven because, well, this is no longer what I've heard, but what I'm speculating, that the engine itself here is screwed, but Forge is like kind of like a safe haven, which is why now they can develop maps inside of Forge, because they're taking existing things that they understand and are implementing it in a separate sub part of the tools, which is Forge, and now can develop very quickly. And but that might be completely off. I don't know. Sean Paul Rentier. Thank you for the super chat, though. Do you think we could be able to script super jump glitches back into some Halo 2 Forge maps? My friends love doing the jumps, lol. Yeah, we know that you can actually have custom equipment. Like there was a super bouncy equipment item that you can put down that I think Artifice made. I think I featured it on one of my Forge videos, which, by the way, guys, I made a Forge playlist, which I'll share here in just a moment. But yeah, super jumps, I'm not quite sure how those worked. I'm not a jump guy, but I think that would be totally possible. We know that scripting is here, and the functions and features that they gave us pretty much allows for anything to be done, almost anything inside the engine, right? So yeah, Mara, my animation outlet, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Do what Warframe did, sell us whole color palettes. Yeah, I would have preferred that. I think armor coatings kind of take away from the player. I think there's so many better ways that they could have monetized the current system than trying to cheat Halo fans out of $20, $30 for coatings that they could have made up, and most of them don't even look good. I don't know if that's on purpose or just bad taste, I just don't think most of them look good. And then now we know that there's armor coatings selling for thousands of dollars on eBay, which is just not what I want to see as a Halo fan, honestly. It just feels icky. It feels really icky. And it's not like even 343 or Microsoft is profiting at that point. People are siphoning off whales. Like, I know what they're doing. They know that a few players have really deep pockets and are willing to spend $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on this game. But anyway, let's talk about this cool game mode, which I've seen a couple times in this clip. Y'all probably seen this with me. Is this? It looks like it's Griffball, but instead of a Griffball, you're kicking around a kill ball. And that looks so fun. But so if you run into it, you die, like that player just did. And I'm assuming if you get it into the other person's goalie, which is like a galaxy particle effect here, flipped on its side, if you get it in there as the opposing team, like if you get that, if that ball falls into your goalie, you lose a point. And this is probably done exclusively through Forge scripting. And I know it's not ideal, but if prefabs come, we should be able to have scripting prefab. So if you want to make infection on your map, you're going to be able to download a prefab already made, right? So someone's already scripted everything out for you. And I know this isn't ideal, but it does come with the benefit, which I just realized, you don't have to worry about game modes so much anymore, do you? Right? I mean, I don't know how important it is, like which mode you select now I don't know if Forge is going to override the settings or how that all works, honestly. But, one thing I don't like about custom games is having to figure out which game mode goes with which map. Thankfully, a lot of creators have always put like the name of it, but still, it can be a hassle to scroll through hundreds of game modes and stuff to find the right one for the right map. But you know, if you just load up the right map with Forge and the scripting already baked inside of it, you only need the map, which is a small thing. And I wonder if 343's thought about that. If maybe there's a way to automatically attach a game mode or bake a game mode made from custom game options into a Forge map. That way, you never have to worry about it. And you can change it if you want, but just by default. That would be pretty cool. So Zathem says, before the live stream ends, this is for you at work or I'd stay. Thank you so much, Zathem. Really do appreciate the $5 super chat. Hope you're still here to hear me thanking you, but I appreciate you, man. Really does help out the channel and me personally. Mods to return Red Reticle since 343 won't do it. That could happen. That could happen. Someone could make an MLG map and add a Red Reticle. I mean, all this is getting me excited to talk about Forge again. And that's why I think there could be some possibility here, man. And 343, all we need them to do is to back us up and to be responsive here. Because we need stuff like this, like that Griffball mode there, the Kill Ball mode, whatever. We just need that to be thrown into a social playlist like as soon as possible. And since they're showing it off in this video, I'm pretty sure when the Forge Council members made it, they're not showing off any like out in the wild community content in this. Or maybe they have. I haven't been able to recognize it. All this looks like in-house content that they have built for 343 for Halo Infinite. So I think that this is... I mean, I'm fucking excited for this, man. And that Griffball mode, hopefully that comes on day one in some social playlist. What would you estimate the average 24-hour population is for Halo Infinite? Well, according to Steam charts, it would seem that 24-hour peak was 4,000 players, but we know that probably most people are playing Halo on Xbox. So I would say every day there's probably about 25 to 55,000 players a day, because we got Xbox One and Xbox Series X. So just some food for thought there. Yeah, they didn't ruin Griffball. Invasion would require playable elites. Yeah, it doesn't seem that 343 is interested in adding playable elites, sadly. Will we see a zombies mode? There's already a zombies mode. I'll post it again there. This is a playlist of all my Forge videos, and there's a lot. 26 videos, actually. And there is zombies in there somewhere in the past 2 weeks. Well, past 4 weeks, actually. Probably the past, like, 5-6 videos. I think I talked about a zombies mode where bots will break down walls when they get near them and then come after you with energy swords, which is really cool. But thank you, Winter Contingency, for the $5 super chat. That's my estimation. Do we know if there's a time frame to complete the free 30 tier battle pass? So far, there hasn't been on the others. You can go back and load them up. So I think 343 is smart about that and wants people to be able to progress on battle passes beyond the time that you would normally. And there's that really fun game mode again. It looks like a blast, dude. It looks like a stupid fun time, doesn't it? Look at that. People are already dying immediately, man. This is just the beginning, man. Like, Forge is... I can't understate how exciting this is. I can't understate it. Like, I think we've all been very patient, but I think that there is some thought there that the community could save Halo Infinite as long as 343 takes care of those base things, like supporting our ventures into Forge. That's all they need to do in order for this game to really have a chance. Bubby says, do you think that the game will survive after this update? Because I cannot find games in Halo for like 10 minutes straight. Also, the SBMM makes no sense. Shoot, remind me what Halo SBM is. Oh yeah, it's the skill gap, right? Yeah, so if you're really good in a social playlist, it carries over into like a ranked playlist, which is really stupid. I think that there should be no ranking, right? That's from what I can tell, I think that's probably where I stand on it. I don't know a whole lot about the back end system on how 343 ranks players and stuff, but from my understanding is that if you slay in a social playlist, in a casual playlist, then that's going to carry over in a ranked playlist. So 343 is really artificially creating like a 50% chance of winning and losing. And it works really weird too, because the population isn't really where it needs to be. So you're not really getting ranked properly anyway. And it's just a mess, man. Instead of following like the things that Bungie did back in the day and keeping those things separate, I believe is what Bungie did. They're kind of more so going against that. And it's very frustrating because you want to do good in social playlist. So yeah, anyway, that rant's over. Will they increase 16 player count? I hope so. They already have, man. It's 24 players in Halo Infinite. It's 24 players. In the game it says 28. There is probably some code to look at to believe that there's a chance that this game is actually going to have a lot more players at some point. We know that Certain Affinity is doing something. God, this looks so good for a Forge map, though. Like, I think it's a really... At the end of the day, it's boring. It just looks like another generic, military base or some shit. But human base, I'd like to see something like a little bit more fantasy. But it ain't bad, man. It ain't bad. They talk about Covert One Flag, which just feels tone deaf to me. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be fun, but it just feels like another social game mode, and it's not really something to brag about, and it just kind of reminds me how... And also, this would have been a great moment to show off assassinations, wouldn't it have? Like, this player just gets completely assassinated. By the way, they haven't talked about assassination. There's been so much distracting us, honestly, but, like, assassinations aren't coming for a while. But, with 343 admitting this game being, what do you call it, live service, I think that it's probably more so that they're just kind of like they're just going to be playing catch up on this content complete game. They released a beta and they're trying to finish the game. That's what this live service is. So we need to just change our understanding of what this is, what's going on with Halo Infinite. There's so many issues, man. I don't even know where to begin, but Forge does look really fun. Oh my gosh. That's like the first thing I got to talk about is that kill ball, griff ball mode thing. That looks so fun. God damn, I cannot wait to play that. Could you theoretically create a new campaign using the new Forge? No, you couldn't, because there's cinematics, there's the open world that... Well, the Forge canvases we just learned are actually the size, or twice the size of Forge World. They're twice the size of Forge World, which is insane, from what I've heard, or at least the size of. But I think someone was showing off that in-game metrics or whatever, in-game feet is 4,000 by 4,000 by 1,500 feet in-game. So that equates to about twice the size of Forge World. If you were to put Forge World into the actual, into Halo Infinite. But yeah, no, you can't make a whole campaign that way. Bubby says, thank you for keeping us updated. I've been watching you since I was 12 and now I'm 22. It's been a long ride, my friend. I got to go right now. Take care. Hey, thank you so much, Bubby. That's insane to think about, though. That is true. He's not the only one that has said that to me. There's been a few people, which, when I started this channel, I was 15. Now I'm going to be 27 soon. So yeah, it's been quite a lot, but it's been quite a ride, I've seen everything though, pretty much. Thankfully I did get into Halo 3, the Halo 3 days about 7-8 months after the game launched. So I'm glad that I'm an old school Halo 3 fanboy. It's where my heart is. Made my best memories of Halo there. But I've been modding Halo since I was like 10. So yeah, you know, seeing Forge come out, you know, I've never really talked much about Forge on this channel, but given the situation, it's really the only thing that can kind of fix this game, but also really adds to it, and kind of is a possibility to add all those game modes that we really need and want. And I mean, can it save the game? It really depends if 343 can grab the best of Forge and put it into matchmaking, because custom games is great. Some people said that like custom games browser is going to save Halo Infinite. But like even if you look at all the great game modes and mods on MCC right now, and there's some really cool ones coming out, it still isn't going to save the franchise. Like what can save the franchise is adding some great content that's easily accessible. And like people don't want to just like have to load up customs. Like the public most Halo fans I don't think have the patience for that. So 343 needs to take the best game modes from the custom games browser, from the community, and add that into matchmaking. And 343 is listening, man. This is all we need y'all to do. Take the best of Forge, take the best game modes, and be responsible with how you make that into a quick play feature of sorts, you know? But Forge, I think, can do its part. I don't know if it can completely carry the game. Yo, dude, I've been watching since I'm 20. Well, since I was 20, now I'm 55 and on my deathbed. Yeah, probably when the game's done, we'll be 55, man. I feel you there. But anyways, guys, I think today was a good video. I don't know what else to say other than that. I don't want to repeat myself here, but I am looking forward to Forge. I'm going to be, I guess, repeating myself here soon, though, because, let's see, today's Wednesday. Yeah, I'm going to be making a video later today for 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Central Time, something like that. Just kind of breaking down all these details, especially that new fun game mode. So look forward to that. And I don't know, I might get that Forge breakdown today done, and maybe release it next week, because there's some really cool stuff I haven't shown y'all. Really cool stuff. But man, I'm excited. And you know, I might do a playthrough with Halo Infinite co-op playthrough with my buddy, live stream with you guys. I don't know if y'all would enjoy that, but that could be really fun to replay the game, and then also kind of have my reaction, because like I said, maybe I wasn't sober when I played it for the first time, so maybe I don't have the best perspective. And also, another thing I want to talk about, but I just been kind of refraining of talking about it for a while, is how bad Cortana was ruined. Like, 343 actually ruined Cortana for me. Absolutely ruined the character. But anyway, negative news aside, this is good stuff. I really did feel like they were kind of repeating themselves right here by the last 2 minutes. These Forge canvases, I want to look at these Forge canvases before we wrap up the stream, but my God, is that big. Just look at how big that is for a second. That's what she said. This is massive. That could at least fit one Forge world in, right? If put like diagonally. Will I be getting the infinite chair? Yes, I've got it. I just haven't talked about it yet. But I will. I will soon. Honestly, guys, I told them to bring the flood back for this game. If it isn't coming, you basically have your confirmation that they just want your money. Well, I don't know. There is a lot of evidence that the flood was going to be in this game, but there's even audio logs confirming that the flood's somewhere, which I meant to talk about, but just have yet to talk about it. This canvas looks really nice too, though. I never cared for this canvas in Halo 5, which had a different look to it, but
In fact, we have a player requested canvas.
these are such
They've had a
canvases.
At Forge launch, we'll be supporting 6 canvases, and moving forward, we'll be adding to canvases as we can. The canvas diversity we have is pretty fantastic. In fact, we have a player requested canvas, which is blank, which is just an empty canvas. So no matter what kind of experience you're trying to create, the canvas backdrop, well, we've got your back. We're super excited to create the canvas backdrop, well, we've got your back.
I love this.
No matter what kind of experience you're trying to create,
This wetlands map looks really cool too.
canvas backdrop, well, we've
But
got
you
your
know,
back.
despite how cool these canvases look, it really does make me hyped for the blank one. 'Cause I think that one's dope.
We're super excited to bring NavMesh
But also the
into
space one,
Forge.
too.
NavMesh is basically data that
But yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get on to making some videos for y'all today and tomorrow, as well as next week. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I'm glad that I could have done this with y'all. It's been an hour and 20 minutes of streaming. It's been pretty awesome, and just shout out to all the super chats. Really do appreciate it, and thank you really like a lot for watching the content. I'll keep the stream up probably. I usually don't like stream ups on my channel just because I don't know. Like after the stream, it doesn't really make like. I don't know if people really watch it, so it's just kind of worthless having up. But this one's a pretty juicy one, I think. I'm going to be talking about the that really cool Griffball mode.
To already see
This map
before
is
we've
also really neat. This was by Paymon. Wait, oh, the name of it was up there actually. Repulse Soccer. Well, that's a pretty good name for it. Repulse Soccer. God, it looks so fun, dude. Maybe I'm a 343 simp. Or shill, I don't know, but that looks fun. Anyways, yeah. You guys have a good rest of your day. Appreciate watching. And see you soon. Later.